Live on on one platform, and I believe we're going to be live very shortly on Twitch as well.
I see us on Twitch already.
All right, magic. I
We're
need to
on
just
Twitch.
refresh. Magic. Okay, guys, what you're looking at on your screen right now is the score of the USA One final right now, and that is a real credit to the Kaplan team. Four-handed gentlemen. They are just tearing it up against a really strong Shuri team and a really strong USA One trials. Adam Parrish, Danny Sprung, welcome to the broadcast.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us. I'm a little sad that we're here and not still playing, but
Yeah. I like to watch. I would like to play for fun a little bit, but I have no aspirations of shipping a team trials victory in any segment of the event. But the Kaplan has just played a pretty dominant tournament, except for basically their first match, which was against the Wildowski team, and that was a very tight match all the way throughout, which Kaplan ended up taking home at the very end.
Yeah.
So,
And then they've just been blowing people out.
yes, exactly. Not just blowing people out, but blowing great teams out as well. So
I mean, the match against Nickel was pretty close.
Nickel made it more interesting at some point, but then they just shut the door in that last set, just like a veteran team would. And I mean,
it's a really interesting makeup of this team. You know, you have Adam Kaplan and Finn Kolesnik, who are, two young guys, and they're forming a partnership.
And let's
And then you have
just jump
Adam
into it.
Grosek playing with Eddie Wold, which I don't know that they've ever played together before, or certainly not much.
We were discussing
and
that
Eddie's
earlier. We
like,
don't think it's certainly not a super experienced partnership. We know that.
no, and Eddie's like twice the age of all of them combined. No, he's not that old, but he's certainly older than. He's a different generation than the other three.
he's twice the age of anybody else on the team. He's more than 40 years
Yes.
old and older than
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was saying earlier he was in the magazines when I was a kid, and I'm now what you would consider elderly.
Right. But you see on this one, he didn't open the bidding with this south hand, and they did at the other table.
Man, 6 imps for Kaplan, just piling it on. And here it is, guys. They need a massive set here, right? The Shuri team needs to go, now that it's 125, they need to basically go like plus 60 from here, something like that, or get a big chunk of it back so they can at least have a puncher's chance in a final 15 boards. But time's running out, and when you go plus 6 on the first board, that's running good for Kaplan still and playing well. Let's take a look at USA 2, guys, and here that is. You have Wolfson taking it to Bailey there, and that's just a big margin. Nickel had a really big sixth set. In fact, I'll circle that for you right there, 51-10. But they're playing against Fleischer, and there are 2 segments left, and those are 2 of the titans of Team Bridge. So you expect a big battle there. And the match we're going to probably focus on for most of this segment, gentlemen, is going to be Rosenthal-Goodman. A 3-imp span here, and this has kind of been the way the match has gone all along. So let's jump in and take a peek at what's going on over there. We're right now looking at 4 hearts doubled by South, and they duplicated a result with 4 hearts doubled in the North, down 2 at the other table. Let's see what happens here. Picking it up mid-hand. And let me show
this
the
is the board
audience.
that Adam was talking about where Walt didn't open the bidding and they just defended 3 clubs instead of potentially going for 500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red against white, you are 5-5, but the Jack Doubleton of spades, it's not a real 10 count. Playing precision like North-South are, it's a pretty normal opening. And if you're down 100 imps, it's a hand you're probably opening and taking a shot with. But this match is very close. So
Yes. I don't know. I'm just greedy. I would open a heart.
So interesting. Zach chose an unusual route here. He passed 1 heart, which seems normal. He's got 12, 13 points, but only 4 cards. His only 4-card suit is the one that's been on his right. So he passed, and then when 4 hearts got back to him with his ace, king, ace, and his very likely trump trick, he decided to double. And I'm sure he was thrilled when he led whatever he led, and he saw that the void was in clubs where he didn't have any tricks as opposed to the other suits where he did.
right.
So that part worked out well for him.
Right. He didn't love Queen Jack fifth of diamonds behind him, but you can't get everything.
He would have loved it less if there was void and diamonds behind him and Queen Jack,
Yes.
Queen, King, Queen, fifth of clubs or something like that. Now you could be looking at 790 or 990 very easily.
Yeah. So Simpson and Rodwell are one of the more deliberate pairs.
Well, we picked this one because we haven't seen a lot of precision in our broadcast up till now, and Rodwell and Simpson are kind of a classic precision pair, and we kind of know that this match is going to certainly be the closest. And to be honest, the other table here is probably going to be quite deliberate also. So,
Yeah.
but this
So
is very
Simpson
close.
and Rodwell play basically the same system that Rodwell played with Mextroth
Exactly.
for all those years.
As I understand it, at one point, Simpson knew the system better than either Eric or Jeff.
I was waiting. I was going to say, Danny, were you the one that said that last time? Because that's it was. If you weren't, someone else said the same thing because he essentially studied their notes more more often than they did. Or
Yeah. And he played with them some off and on.
Yeah.
yes,
He played a lot of great national teams with a fourth guy named Walter Johnson, who was the predecessor to Al Hollander in knowing system stuff as well as anybody.
And he helped Rodwell create a lot of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's super cool.
Back in my old days in Ohio, I knew all those guys.
Really, Ohio, Adam? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned how to play bridge in Cincinnati.
Nice.
I'm going back for the regional in
Hey, David.
June.
Is that the Flying Pig?
The Flying Pig regional. Yes.
Those are some bridge players right there, folks. They know their regional Midwestern. Is that Midwestern Cincinnati? Can I call it that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
By the way, I'm a little more shot out of a cannon because I have some coffee right here. I came right from a live lesson, Adam, earlier in my jacket and nice shirt. So you're familiar with these sorts of things.
Trying to show us up.
No, I was sweating profusely at the end of that broadcast. Let me tell you. I just had no time to like.
A long day. You put in a lot of work, Rob. We appreciate it.
Yeah. One of the features of this auction, you see the four heart bid was alerted. When you play a strong club, you often bid four hearts with a very wide range of hands, since you know you might have game but not have a slam, which puts a lot of pressure on the opponents to guess whether it's their hand or not.
A similar theme to what we were talking about in the last segment, actually, and that's a great explanation. Could be anything. So
Compare that to one of the other tables. They splintered with the north hand.
Yeah. Even with this hand, it's certainly conceivable to put together a nice fitting minimum where slam is called, but it's probably just percentages to blast four hearts and hope that the opponents misjudge. I mean,
well,
partner can have stiff spade, ace, jack, six of hearts, ace, king, fourth of diamonds, and now you're just totally lay down for a slam. But
right,
I got to say,
are that you're not going to make a slam and just make them guess is better.
If you do choose to open a heart in this hand and partner splinters and clubs, you just hate your choice of opening one heart with this hand.
Yeah, for sure. This was actually one of the issues that Mextroth and Rodwell had with Eric Kokish when he was the coach of the nickel team, that their philosophy was to bid for the major an awful lot and just put the pressure on. And Kokish kept being like, but you could have a slam.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a slam. You should take it slow. And they were like, no, this works. And, I think their record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But it is a philosophy thing. Like, yeah, you could miss a slam on this, but just putting that pressure on time after time after time pays off in the long run.
Yeah, it's not the kind of bid you want to make in a bidding contest. But in real life, you have opponents who are, especially when your left-hand opponent here, Rosenberg East, is an unpassed hand. East could have literally anything. He could have essentially a strong two-bit or close to it, or he could have a Yarborough or any other hand that's going to need to guess over what to do with their four hearts. And that's the whole point here.
Right. And like the hand that East has, it could be right to bid, right?
Mhm.
Like it could be our hand. We could be making four spades or five clubs, or we could be down 1100.
Don't even have to be making four spades or five clubs. At this vulnerability, East West might just have a good 100 or 300 save, which would be worth a bundle of imps as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Can we? I'm just curious how they got to game in the other room.
I will tell you. We can see right here. So it went pass by South, actually. Eldad in the South chair. So in this match, you have Wilenkin in the North position where Rodwell is, Eldad Ginosar in the South, Wooldridge West, and David Granger in the East position. He went pass. Wooldridge opened a club with the West hand. Double from North. One heart by East, which was spades. Double by South, showing hearts. One spade, which was three spades with a minimum hand. And then it went two hearts, two no, good, bad, four hearts, double, all pass. And I would say it was a snap double, but it's Joel, so it probably took a little bit of time. But
Yeah, it seems like everybody took sensible auctions given the South's pass that the rest of it was sort of systemic / normal.
Yeah. All seems reasonable.
both experienced pairs at this table, obviously. Wooldridge Granger and Wilenkin Ginosar played a lot of bridge together.
Yeah. Yeah, the North-South pair kind of only play the trials nowadays. Wilenkin was playing with Helgamo last year.
Yeah.
I think he has a new partner this year. I'm not sure who it is.
I believe so, yeah.
Chris has had a lot of partners in his day.
That's a great in the chat. A lot of Gavin's Kokish stories end with the exact same sentence. And then Kokish said, "You could have a slam."
Yeah.
It's excellent. Gavin, huge Kokish devotee, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, what a privilege to have Kokish as your junior mentor.
No kidding.
You know, like, I mean, the kids who have me as their mentor are pretty lucky, but I'm no Kokish. I really enjoy working with the juniors. It's really, yeah, been something. You feel like you're giving back to the game a little bit for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
And working with kids who like love the game and have a lot of potential, very cool.
Yeah, and they're passionate at a young age, especially when they start getting it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Barbie, what's up in the YouTube chat? How are you? Oh, there's. Oh no, I'm on the wrong page.
All right, so Declare has the last two tricks on the high crossbar, down 500 for a push.
Yeah.
And then
What's up,
finally, our
Kieran?
first fresh board of the segment. We'll see from the very beginning.
It's nice to go minus 500 in chop action. Kaplan has added 10 imps, 17-7 so far in the USA 1 match. So that is now 129. And if it's somewhere over 100 still at the end, that looks like I think that's a withdrawal just because they know, Shuri knows they're dumping into USA 2. Right, so
Yeah.
Don't you think they'd want to take a break here and shake it off? And
I would if I was them. I don't think there's the gain from playing down 100 is really just very non-existent in my opinion.
yeah, and it just seems like it's an obvious win to just kind of take a pause and take a rest, when you don't necessarily have to play.
All right, so here we see Rodwell, the 14-16 no trump. Some people would make some sort of two-suited call with Rosenberg's hands. He got four spades and a nice six-card
club suit.
suit, but he chose not to.
I mean, vulnerability.
He would like to be single suited clubs, but he probably doesn't have a bid for it.
No, even a 4 card major, longer minor, he does have ace, king, jack, 10, 6 of the clubs. It's not that dangerous to get in there. But
Yeah.
so Simpson's going to show, he's going to ask for major, and when he doesn't fit hearts and bits 3 diamonds, he's going to suggest 4 spades and longer diamonds.
Or they might have some
And,
other systemic method here to do that same thing. But
yeah.
I would guess it's pretty straightforward for them. The best thing about the Love Bridge tablets is we get to know exactly what they're saying, and here we go. Lo and behold, it is many options. Billions and billions of options.
So just looking at the north-south cards, you sort of want to play 5 diamonds and not 3-no, just because you could be just down off the top in clubs if you play 3-no. Whereas,
Right. 4 hearts is not bad either.
yeah, 4 hearts is reasonable, sure.
This is nice, especially with the
All right. Queen doubleton of hearts opposite ace, king, jack, fifth is pretty good.
this is pretty logical that 3 diamonds is just forced, and now South is going to have an opportunity to discuss what they have here with partner.
We see that 5 diamonds from the other one played from the south side, and I guess they didn't find a club lead, and Declare took them all.
Mm-hmm. There it is. 4 spades, 6 diamonds.
How the heck do they have that bid?
What was 3 diamonds?
3 diamonds forced. 3 clubs was
was
many
relay.
hands. 3 diamonds was just a relay, and then or 3 clubs was a relay to 3 diamonds, and boom. So North picks 3-no. And from that side, it is it's bulletproof, right?
Well, with the stiff queen of diamonds falling.
Yeah. Well, we can tell it's bulletproof. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you followed a more natural approach where with Simpson rebidding 3 diamonds, now Rodwell potentially could rebid 3 hearts to show 5, and then they might reach that 5-2 fit that we were talking about before.
Right.
The king, probably their power lead, looking for an unblock or count.
And neither one of those is going to be what Rosenberg wanted. He wants either 4 clubs or the queen.
Yes. So I'll probably switch to the spade here, and Rodwell is not going to finesse. I'm betting. But he doesn't know about this stiff queen of diamonds, right? He doesn't know that he just has 6 diamond tricks. So if Rosenberg doesn't play a spade, I think Rodwell's going to run the jack of diamonds if he can, right? So that way, if he loses, it's to east the safe hand who can't attack.
The entries are a little tough for that. So you would say
They are.
I mean, if he
like shifted to a heart,
Mhm.
he might. Well, he might win the queen of hearts and play it like that, the jack of diamonds. But then you get the thing blocked, and if they play a spade,
That's no good.
yeah, it could be real bad.
Okay, guys, news to report. Kaplan now up 140. 28 to 7. 28 to 7 is the score there.
If I had to guess, they might have played like a slam on this board, perhaps.
Let me
potential.
let me take a peek. I have it right here for us.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, they had a swing on this board. 3-no was played in the north at one table, and they made 6, and 3-no was down 1 at the other table in the north on the king of club lead. And then the other swing was a future board that we're going to see, board 34. But it is Kaplan just running away with the action there.
Yeah, that match is practically over.
Yeah, they have just been, they've been pretty amazing this entire trials. I mean, getting a little tough match at the very beginning, and then kind of finding their stride from there. And wow, super impressive run through this event.
So now Rodwell, now that he has the queen of clubs, he has 9 tricks without the whole diamond suit. So yeah, he's a happy camper.
Yes, our Anyone else? Is anyone here invited to the Adam Grossack, Emma Kolesnik wedding? The wedding of the century in the bridge world? I feel like it's a royal wedding in a way. I'm still.
I
I
yeah,
check my
have not been
mailbox
invited.
every day.
Yeah, I believe it's in Spain.
Uh, ¿Tú sabes que hablo español ahora?
Oh, sí.
Un poquito.
Qué guapo.
All right, one in for Goodman.
Yep. And that matters in this match. Rosenthal up 2 imps, 198, 196. This is the USA 2 quarterfinals. As you saw the scoreboard earlier, there's only 6 teams in this now. However, these 3 winners of these 3 matches will drop into the loser of the USA 1 final, which appears at this point, unless something dramatic happens, that Shuri will be that team. And we think, I think Ewan was saying this earlier. Does Shuri get to pick their opponent?
They do.
Okay, so they get to pick who they drop in against, and they're likely going to have a choice between one of these 2 teams, Nickel Fleischer, depending on what happens there, and that's unknown at this point. Although Nickel is up 44, and Wolfson. So those will be those 3 choices.
So precision diamond, which could be two diamonds, some sort of forcing raise.
Yeah,
Might just be like a 2 over 1 more than a forcing raise, because it's not really a raise.
right. But it's invitational or better. And Two Hearts says I have the balanced 11 to 13. I think, unless they've changed it.
That's likely. That's what most precision pairs play.
Yeah, because Rodwell came up with it and everyone copied. Like so much of what is like normal precision these days is stuff that Rodwell and Mextra pioneered.
Invented, right?
It does make sense to play the cheapest bid as the most likely one, and far and away the most likely hand type you have when partner raises your diamonds is the weak nut trump without diamonds.
Yeah.
So the artificial 2 spade but now got doubled.
Right. Aggressive double.
Yeah, Ewan thinks Wolfson would be their choice.
Maybe. I'm guessing it's not going to be Nickel or Fleischer.
Yeah, that's for sure. So
it might be one of these 2 teams instead. I'm not sure.
Precision 2+, forcing for 1 round, artificial balanced, transfer. Zach with the ace-10 fourth.
Ooh, interesting.
And Michael Rosenberg, a 3 spade bidder.
A little surprised at that with a 5-3-3-2 with his doubleton in opposite what could be a partner's short diamonds as well, and just no winners.
Is this the love of being non-vulnerable here?
I don't know. They still take those doubled under tricks against you in 3 spades. It's not going to be pretty.
That's the name of my first book, Doubled Under Tricks.
He's probably not expecting ace-10 fourth for this double, right? Usually this is a 5-card suit. But it is Zach. Rosie's been playing with Zach for a little while now.
Well, it's deflected them from 3-no trump, which might be a big winner actually in this hand.
So I can't really tell. This is definitely the lowest scoring match so far, but it's also one of the slower matches so far. So there's not a lot to take from it.
Are they stopping in 4 clubs?
So
looks like.
there's now some opportunity for gambling in the Twitch chat. Just remember, if you have a problem, dial something. I don't know the number, but
I mean, that Wolfson
if you have a
team
problem with bridge
pretty
gambling,
strong,
yeah, Wolfson.
right? I mean,
Wolfson is
that's
Berkowitz,
Zia and
Mextroff,
and-
Zia, Camel, Garner, and Wolfson. Yeah, that's not a bad team. I mean, they're beating a team that's really good. They're beating Corbell, Jadon, Roger Lee, Kevin Rosenberg, Platnick, and Bailey. I mean, that's a team that seems to be playing well. Also, the Wolfson team. Nickel came in and just blew out the first team in USA 2. They look like they might be making a statement here if they continue this way. Sorry, Danny.
Yeah, we see Rosenberg spade lead blew up the spade suit. I think Four Clubs is just going to be making comfortably now, but it's still going to be a 7-imp loss for
Goodman.
Goodman, yeah.
Yep. And at the other table here, folks, we have Wilenkin and Ginosar for the Rosenthal team sitting in the north-south chairs, and we have Joel Wooldridge west and David Granger east.
Did they not lead a spade against 3-0 Trump? Let me look.
Let's take a peek.
No.
They led a diamond. Interesting from the West player.
Right, it just went one club 3-0.
Mm-hmm. Interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, opening leads are so hard.
Yep.
There's so many imps riding on an opening lead like this.
And the usual...
Even though it gives one trick away, it gets you 4 more. As long as you don't block the spade suit.
Yeah, so folks at the other table, they were playing 3-0 Trump from the South player's position, and the diamond was led. Right? A spade, you can see, would have been much better for them from that side, but the diamond gets led, and that gives what they would say tempo. Is that right? Would they say that, guys? Tempo?
Yeah.
I just want their approval. And we can make this bet happen.
I've been to this 4 or 5 times already, so I'm not sure what your hat says, but I'm a big fan.
It's the sphere hat, basically. It's the black hat that has like the smiley face on it.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I think I would take the winner of this match if I were the Shuri team.
You would take Goodman or Rosenthal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm certainly not taking Nickel or Fleischer.
Yeah, those two are off the menu, right, for everybody.
I think I might take I don't think I would take Rosenthal either.
Right.
But
I mean, I think if Goodman is an option, that's who you're taking.
that's my guess too, but
Yeah.
I think I would take Rosenthal over Wolfson, but it's very close. Rosenthal has been very consistent over the last 5 or 10 years. They just
Yep.
even though there's been a lot of different incarnations of the team.
Sure.
But
world mixed champions, that's one of the ones that was pretty good together.
Yeah.
And
here we see this East West used a successful version of Puppet Stamen and avoided the 3-0 Trump off the entire diamond. So those 10 imps that went the other way are coming right back.
Yep. And that's the new puppet, right? People aren't playing 3 clubs anymore. A lot of partnerships are choosing to use 2-0 Trump as puppet. Most of the experts.
I'm sorry, it's the 10 those 10 imps are going the same way again. It's going to be a back-to-back double-digit swing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, Rob, 2-0 puppet is significantly better.
The new standard.
Yeah.
It gives you one more step, right? And that's got to be pretty good for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the bigger thing is just not giving the club lead directing double.
Exactly.
Or the fact that they didn't make the lead directing double when you bid clubs.
Very good. Oh, man.
Let's see. He's got 2 diamond losers. He needs to rough a diamond or not. He can just throw it on the spade.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have a fun time on board 39.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert, Ewan. Jeez. But yeah,
Probably
Ban
39
him
is
from
like
the
39 is 5 boards away. We might not even remember it by then.
that's Johnny Cran for you right there. 2 bids, Grand Slam. 3 hearts, 5 hearts, no 4 spades, 4 hearts, boom, boom. I'm not sure what this pair uses their 3 club bid for, but what's the normal thing to replace your 3 club bid with? Probably diamonds.
Just one,
Yeah,
just
we
a transfer to diamonds.
Yeah.
Play it as a transfer to diamonds.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm sure some
So
other
you
pairs
do
do weird
lose
stuff.
the do you like diamonds or not part of that transfer.
Yes. Yeah, but
You
that's a
also
small
lose
price to
the
pay.
you lose the weak sign off with both 5-5 both minors, where you get to play the better minor when partner rejects diamonds. You play clubs.
Right.
That
So
was sort of
nothing's
old-fashioned.
perfect.
Ooh, Finn
Old-fashioned.
Kolesnik calls tournament director. Chris, tournament director, accepted the call. Let's see what happens at that table. It was
Easily just he needs to go to the bathroom, or not. Well, not the bathroom, because they have.
well, he made the tournament director call came before the bid posted. What does that mean?
It may be a misclick of some sort.
Yeah, but the bid wasn't on the tray yet. Do you know what I mean? I saw the tournament director call at the table there, and then I saw. I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. Sorry.
So here Rosenberg's got to worry about 4-1 hearts as his main concern, and in theory he could just cash the ace of hearts to guard against singleton king, but that might create some other problems down the road if he tries that safety play. You can see he doesn't have any losers outside of the 2 diamonds and the however many hearts he has to lose. Looks like winning the jack of spades implies he's going to take a heart finesse off some sort of trick too. But I could be wrong about that. It also potentially loses a spade ruff when hearts are spades are 5-1.
I don't like wait, think. Play the first trick, get no new information, and then think some more.
I got information. He got the 2 of spades out of.
Oh, I forgot about this. We're Grumpy Adam. He hates slow play more than anybody. I forgot.
He does, but the the situation with the love bridge is so much better than it used to be, and everyone has their own time, and you don't have to worry about it as much.
And
It's fantastic.
It's on the thing too. It shows you how
It
much you
shows
have.
you the time. It is the best thing about this environment, and I like so much about it. But
That's
the time thing, it speeds play up so much. And you don't mind if someone goes in the tank, because it's like that's their time.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to get penalized if they take too long. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. It's good.
I was a skeptic for a while, but I have come around for sure.
Well, one of the biggest anti-tablet people in the entire North American bridge world is sitting west of this table right here. Zach is very adamant about having cards in his hands.
There's a few others for sure.
He's the biggest one. When our committee was trying to potentially have a trial and or put it through, got many phone calls from Zach and much consternation that bridge would not be played with cards anymore.
Yeah. He's just old school.
Well,
like
yeah, I
that.
mean, I think a lot of people have a better table read than maybe others do. I mean, they think they have an advantage there, or maybe they believe they have a better table read than others do. I don't know, but card play is definitely. Danny, you've played enough poker.
Mhm.
Card play, chip placement can be a complete betrayal of information, right? If you're, I don't think it's happening at this level though. I don't think it's not as great at this level. So I think tablets make more sense because, you're probably not getting that much information usually anyway, but maybe there is more for the best of the best players. I don't know.
Or maybe he's doing untoward things that he can't do with the tablets.
So I was gonna say,
Let's not go crazy here.
this is a normal opening bid in the north-south style. 11 points, 4-3-3 is not necessarily everybody's favorite opening bid, but perfectly standard for them.
Becoming more standard for the 2/1 natural players as well. I think the opening light just seems like the norm, even like they don't want to lose in these situations.
So interesting, we see Rodwell responding to clubs, which normally we would think would be game forcing, but I'm guessing looking at his hand that it's not, that they have a way to get out in 2-0 or 3 clubs from here.
Yeah, they play both 2 minor bids as invitational or better, forcing 1 round.
Yeah.
But 3 clubs is non-forcing.
Otherwise, you really have no good bid with that north hand. I mean, you could be 1 diamond, 3 clubs.
Right.
Which
they play is weak with both minors.
Mm.
Because you don't know the minor suit length.
Right.
That's the big downside of precision is you don't know opener's minor suit shape. This is testing my knowledge. I haven't played precision in like a decade, but I remember all this stuff.
There's a good quote.
Because I actually learned from one of their clients, one of the Maxtroth Rodwell clients.
They had their notes.
Yeah.
So
not the full notes, but the client notes.
There's a really good quote here from Levin. Bobby's like, the reason I play 3 clubs puppet is because at some point I'll just spend too much energy remembering the system, and that's brain energy that I'm not using on the card play. So
I'm pretty sure Steve and Bobby played.
They probably do now, but at some point that was his rationale for.
Steve was the one who convinced me. He was like, they've just made too many lead directing doubles of 3 clubs against me.
Yeah.
To the point that like he wasn't using puppet with 2 small clubs.
For fear of getting the rip, yeah.
Right, because he didn't want to let him have that double. And he was just like, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do it too, because I have some of their follow-ups for what opener can do, responder can do with that 3 diamond bid in between. So 1 no, 2 no trump, 3 clubs no major. Now 3 diamonds can get you back to either 5-3 major suit fit, the one that you were puppeting for or the one that you have yourself. So if you have 5 spades and 3 hearts, you puppet, your partner has no 5-card major, and now you can say, oh, I've got 5 of this other major here. So you can get to either 5-3 fit from there.
Yeah, I think no one's suggesting that, and this is for an answer in one of the chats, no one's suggesting we're going to go to tablets all across bridge, but I think for the biggest events that mean the most and need to be the most secure, it's a pretty bulletproof solution. I mean, nothing's, like I said earlier, nothing's like 100%, but it seems well designed, well cordoned off, like security wise, and
there's a one-time upfront cost of buying all the equipment,
right?
But then you don't need caddies anymore. You don't have to make boards. Right. Like I think over time you get that money back.
For this event, it makes a ton of sense. Like obviously, and that's
why. Also, don't have to send those the screens as well.
Exactly. North obviously getting in there with their 11 count again, their precision pair, and.
I mean, I would like to see the Spingold, the Vanderbilt, the Risinger, the Soloway, all done like this. Maybe the last day of the platinum pairs, the blue ribbon pairs.
Sure.
I'm just.
I want to show you. Oh man, I gotta show it to you. Here it is. Look at the bidding box here.
Yeah.
It runneth over. Your cup runneth over here. This is a preview of This auction took Johnny, Cran, and Vince 2 bids. Adam and Finn are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 bids apiece here. And they are deciding still. Well, whatever. Let's see what happens.
Did that say other? Okay, sorry. I thought I said other room, one no Trump.
No. So they played they played 7 clubs at the other table, and here Adam Kaplan is deciding, and he passed. So that will be a swing that'll be a swing in the direction of Shuri, and they need it badly. All right, so we'll keep you updated.
I mean, how good is 7 clubs?
7 clubs looked like it was pretty good. Because you had entries to dummy, and you had
you have a loser. You have to pick up.
No, you have some sort of weird spot here. You have to actually get rid of a diamond that you don't have a parking spot for, unless you. Yeah,
right,
they squeezed lefty. They squeezed
squeeze.
They squeezed lefty and hearts diamonds.
Roughing finesse, or so like you can.
All right, 3 boards. We only need 3 boards, guys, and at this table, that will only take us 45 minutes. Okay, so it's 3 boards, 45 minutes of your time to get to a really exciting board where we will see a couple of treatments. Was someone humming a tune there? Do you want to?
That was me.
Okay. Would you like to continue? We have a down moment.
I actually just went because this table has gone so slowly to see if either of these teams had started the clock on penalties, but so far not yet.
Not that, and nothing in the score at all. This has been a clean. There were a couple of penalties at the very beginning of this event, but everyone's been pretty clean since, as far as time.
Wolfson's got a half in their score, so I'm not sure where that came from, but it doesn't look like it was a penalty. It might have been just a score adjustment of some sort.
Yeah, and a director call or something like that. Yeah, and from New Zealand Bridge Federation, yeah, they still like playing cards down there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of unauthorized information going around when you walk around a room in a pair event / any event. There's just people talking, and a lot of different stuff gets solved.
On this board 36 here, we see that one team is playing a no trump in both rooms.
But East-West was playing in the other room, and North-South is playing in this room. So
yes.
One table passed it out.
It's often stated that the declaring side has an advantage in one no trump, such that it's more likely that you make one no trump in both rooms and go down in both rooms when all else is equal. We'll see how that plays out here, because East-West did make a no trump in the other room. Can North-South make a no trump in this room? They've got 2 spades, 3 diamonds for 5, and eventually they can get a club trick for 6. And I'm not really seeing a 7th trick there anywhere.
Well, the hearts are 3-3.
Yeah.
The 3 hearts is going to set up.
I got a
7th trick.
Rosenthal.
Time to do that.
22 ahead.
I'm surprised one of the tables in the nickel Fleischer match passed this board out.
Interesting. Nickel Fleischer also trending towards the same speed of this match, really.
Yeah, the Nickel Fleischer table is also on board 36.
Let's pop over here and watch the slam hand, guys. This is Wooldridge and Granger in the West and East chairs. We had 2 looks at this auction. One look was Vince DeMay in the West chair opened a no trump, and John Kraniak in the East chair bid 7 clubs. Now that is the team that's down 100 at this point, but that was one auction, and then we saw another very long and involved auction that got all the way to 6 no trump. So I guess you probably want to be in 6 no trump don't you think?
No, I think I'd want to be in seven clubs.
You would want to be in 7 clubs?
Yeah, sometimes they lead a red suit that lets you make it, or the king of hearts roughs out in a few rounds and you don't need to take a finesse.
Or a finesse just wins, if last case scenario.
Or as a last resort, you're always at worst on a finesse. You have 12 aces. 3 spades, a heart, a diamond, and 7 clubs is 12 for sure.
So classic stuff here. 2 spades, range or clubs, meaning are you high or are you low in your range? 2 no trump is just about their values, minimum. 3 hearts, shortness. Joel's not going to love that, right? That's not the greatest
No, he's going to bid
hand
3-0.
to like shortness. And then Granger's going to go, no thank you. We need to
Not going to
chat.
be passing 3 now.
He
Exactly.
might bid 4 hearts to show a void. He might ask for key card. Well, there's no point in asking for key cards and clubs. Really.
You would just guess they have a lot of understanding of what's next here, I would hope. And the other
Probably
room is going to be playing this board in a long time. 4 diamonds is Roman key card for clubs. Okay, that's nice.
There you go.
He's got 1.
Yep. It's going to be
One thing
okay.
about asking for key cards when you avoided this hand is if partner shows you a key card, you know which one it is.
Yep, exactly.
Not that you need to know about that, but
Well, it's also helpful to have key card at this level. You're not burning anything extra here to get some information that.
well, I think his ultimate goal here is to find if partner has some, say, sorts of tricks like a king, queen, jack, 4th of spades that they might appreciate once we tell them that we have all the key cards.
Which he will
Probably
do
like
right
5 diamonds.
Yeah,
We have
so
them
that's just
all.
confirming all the key cards. And now, if Woolridge has a good hand in the context of I have a minimum and I don't like your splinter, he can still bid 7 because his partner's still trying for 7 clubs here.
And if you're looking at this, this is just like 4 no trump versus 5 no trump. 4 no trump asked for key cards, 5 diamonds. Sorry, 4 diamonds asked for key cards here, just like 4 no would, 5 diamonds. Same similar thing as 5 no trump is. Now they have
I think you'll
room to
see Woolridge
chat.
bid 5 spades, and then Granger will give one last try with 5 no trump, and don't see where Woolridge would bid 7, but I've been wrong about that before.
Spade king,
The
there it
5 spade,
is.
good.
Yep. Now he knows king of
Now he
hearts
knows
is not
it's the
there.
ace of hearts and the king of spades.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows his partner has something else in hearts besides just the ace, because otherwise he wouldn't have grabbed a 3 no trump.
Yeah, right.
I mean, something else might be ace 10 9 5th of hearts, but
There it is. As
there's the
as
5 no. Do you have
predicted, there's
anything
5 no.
else?
And Joel is probably like, well, my queen jack of hearts is probably not too good. This looks like I don't have anything else. At least.
Yeah, if his no trump was 14 to 16, it's pretty hard to imagine a poor.
Like that. It's a useful treatment on the way to 6 no trump. Boom.
There's some,
Now let's see how he plays it. Granger playing 7 clubs now. The first time clubs was bid on this hand.
You got to bid eventually. I'm a little surprised Joel made that forward going a bid.
6 spades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Although I guess is it obligatory
6-0.
here if he does have something else like and why didn't he choose 6 diamonds? He chose 6 spades because it's the chunky position there.
Well, he's told his partner he's got the king of spades, and he's told his partner he doesn't have the king of diamonds or the king of hearts. So the next best thing he can tell him about is the queen of spades. And he's pretty sure that he can make 12 tricks in no trump, given that partner's trying for slam for a grand. So
Yeah, Eli, we flashed that score earlier. Cran, their auction was 1 no trump, 7 clubs on this end, and Woolridge and Granger take a few more bids, but they find the same destination, and now he has to just squeeze. Can he? How? Does he always make this? Is there anything that gets this? Yeah, red suit squeeze versus diamond finesse, exactly.
it's got to
Well,
be.
you can also take a roughing finesse in hearts.
Of course,
You can try to rough
yep.
hearts out.
Yep. He took a while and passed. Actually, he was thinking about it. 7 no would be no bueno.
Yeah, I don't think he can. he can rightly overrule his partner 7 club bid at this point. So there's the opening lead and the hand's over.
Right. What a lead.
Yep. There it is. There's your
And
free
Because
finesse.
there's an earlier quote about bidding key card with a void when you know you're going to bid a slam, and they won't play you for a void. And
Yeah.
here,
Right.
Elrod didn't think that Granger would have a heart void, so he was
Honestly,
giving him,
that's great, Danny. That's exactly what the quote was. It was a Zia quote, right? And
he was giving them the guess as to whether to take the roughing finesse and the traditional finesse at trick one.
there's David Granger.
Except Granger said, "Well, I don't really have a choice here. Thank you very much."
I never actually looked at the lead at the other table. Was the lead?
There was a time when I first started playing bridge that it was just all right. They bet a grand slam, you lead a trump, and
Oh yeah, Kevin led a heart also. Oh no, that was against Hampson. Hampson and Greco bid. So no, I'm looking at the wrong match.
how's that match stand?
I will give you that in just 1 second. I just want to look at that one score there. There it is. Sorry, guys.
233 to 191.
Oh no, it was a spade lead. So
Nickel
Cran had a squeeze in the reds. It looks like. So yeah, he ripped off 13 there as well. Cool. And you asked for a score, and I need to give it to you. Hang on a second. Having a little. There we go. Nickel is up 42 at this point. Fleischer has gained 5 though, so they're getting a little bit back. Only 6 comparisons so far, so plenty of time in all these matches. In fact, the only match that has a bunch of comparisons is the USA 1 match, I believe. They're probably the furthest out of everybody. This is still the closest match.
So you want to head back to the Simpson table and see the boards that we've missed? There we go.
We haven't missed much. I think this is the same trick we left at, guys. No, this is 4 spades down 1 at the other table, and they are playing through. I don't think we saw this board at all yet, so here's the auction for you, and it looks like Rodwell just in 3 spades. Could be a swing for sure. And this is 23. USA 1 is a runaway for Kaplan. 127 is the margin now, guys.
4 spades on these cards is a lot. $16 opposite 2.
Kolesnik, Kaplan, and Dwyer, Rimstead, Huang are 3 boards ahead of their partners' tables.
One heart bid there by Zach.
Yeah, interesting. Just trying to get in the mix here or get a lead direct off.
Yes. Not like it takes up a lot of room.
Again, another creative player who can kind of do a lot of different stuff. Tough to play against, I would guess, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's so damn charming too. He just disarms you with that.
I don't know about that.
I was thinking to say anything out of, but I wasn't going to say.
I'll say it. I've known him a long time.
I'm just joking.
I think his first top 10 in an NABC thing came playing with me. We were like 3rd or 4th in the Werner pairs when he was like 14 or something.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'll get Zach back. Carried you to a 3rd, didn't he, Adam? See, now it's even.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm lobbying for an invite to the wedding of the century. Just to be fair, just be transparent. Danny, are you going?
No,
Yeah, you didn't make the cut either.
no, far from it.
I think maybe I just did my address change screw up like the mail, or is my mailman? All right, here we go. This is the board before the big board, but it looks like a pretty interesting one actually. Is Rosenberg going to open this hand first off
No,
with the chunkiness? No. And now it's going to go over to Rodwell with this really nice 6-card spade suit.
I think the modern style here is to upgrade this to a strong club, but I'm not sure in fourth seat that makes a lot of sense.
It is a very nice hand.
Yeah, I think I'll open a spade.
Yeah, I would open. I mean, even playing a strong club, but yeah, okay. Rodwell agrees with that. You're going to get the right information. Partner's going to jury. You can bid a game. If partner just bids a no trump, you can just bid 2 spades because partner's a passed hand and doesn't have as many as a good 11 or a good 10 rather.
Right.
I think I was wrong earlier, guys. The Kaplan Shuri match is on board 12 of the match.
Yeah,
They're
flying.
Way ahead.
So here, Rosenberg's passed hand one that Trump is suggesting minors. I think Simpson's going to raise the 2 spades.
That's why you pass to begin with. You don't want to mess around. You get back in and show them both.
I suspect 2 spades from Simpson, 3 diamonds from Grossack, 3 hearts from Rodwell, probably as some sort of a last train kind of game try, and that will get them to 4 spades. That's my guess. See how far off I am.
All right. Does anyone want to gamble again in the chat?
2 spades. The spades got that right. Oh, he went 4 diamonds.
Hey-o, Zach Grossack in your
That'll
face.
get 4 spades from Rodwell. He think he's just going to bid it as a 2-way bid here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny's suggesting, 2-way bid, meaning it's either going to make or it's not, but it doesn't matter either way in those spots, right?
Yeah, it might be a save against their.
Right. It's only wrong if it's down and 4 diamonds is down. But now they got to be thinking, do we save in 4? 4 diamonds is a lot.
Is he ripped? So spade, a diamond, and a club. Well, 2 clubs. All right.
I mean, if you bid 4 diamonds, you kind of have to be planning on doubling 4 spades.
Yep.
Right? Like you're pushing them there.
You could see that. You could see that being the entire strategy for Zach there, just with the 2 aces, knowing that happy to put pressure on them for them to get it wrong, and now happy to rip and win the ace of diamonds and get a club through.
Yeah, and he knows Rosenberg's a pretty solid citizen, so he's not in there bidding a no trump with a poor hand.
Mm-hmm. This will be a good one for Rosenthal. Stopped in 2 spades at the other table for plus 170.
Yeah, they're gonna win 9 imps for 370
plus
net.
370, yeah. Plus 200 here, plus a 70 there. Boom, boom.
Plus 100 here, right?
Oh, it's only 100. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I read the vulnerability wrong. Excuse me. Thank you, Adam, for being just
6
the most observant of the episode so far. Yeah, we looked at the. We're gonna see the slam hand next, but yeah, I think a red suit squeeze does work on that. Because I cheated at least. I clicked on the old DDS and it said 7 clubs is a good contract. Good. I'm doing this quoting.
DDS just tells you that it's makeable looking at all 4 cards. All 4.
That's what I meant. Not a good contract meaning good, but good contract meaning could be successful. 16 is the number here. 52 in the nickel match. Nickel up 52 now. Kaplan is going to be crowned the USA 1 champion, I think. I would be very shocked if Shuri did not withdraw unless they gain 2 huge wins toward the end of this. 3 comparisons left there, and the margin is
I think this is the
132.
first time a four-handed team has won since 2013
Yeah, we talked
when
about that
Kevin
earlier.
and Cran and the Kevins
Yep.
just cruised through. They doubled so many part scores in that tournament, and just they were always right.
Yeah. Successful strategy.
I think Nickel was angry after losing to Kaplan. Like I think they're making a statement here.
You think they play well angry, huh?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Well,
It'll be interesting to see who Kaplan adds as their third pair,
I-
because all teams for the United States will have 6 players on them going to the World
Yeah.
Championships.
yeah, but the weird thing is they're going to have to wait for probably the mixed to finish to figure it out, right?
That's true.
So, but
And
whatever.
the seniors maybe,
Sure,
depending
sure.
on who they have in mind.
Exactly. But that's the good thing. They'll have a little bit of time.
Who would you guys choose if you had any American pairs?
I think
If I could choose one pair,
Yeah.
I've got my choice. Rob, you want to say first?
I think I know who they would choose or who they would prefer.
Yeah.
I think they would prefer Gru Moss. But and that probably would be my pick, but I could be swayed for a couple of pairs also. What do you guys think?
I'm thinking one of the teams pairs from the Nickel team, either one.
Yeah, Steve and Bobby are my guys. So that's who I would choose, but Joe and Brad are
But it's
up there.
and I think I don't know. I think that team. But again, I have no idea. I know a couple of the players on that team would be probably fans of Joe and Brad in general, as that being part of that generation. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But who knows who's going to be available? That's the key, right? We need to get through all of these events first to see who's playing and who's not.
I mean, maybe Eddie will get to pick, and he'll pick like Pacell and Lair.
Sure.
Throwback to the 80s. Haven't seen much of Mark lately, but yeah. I know Bobby, if he does not make it through this trials, has a date for the seniors as well. So he's pretty unlikely to be available.
He's the defending seniors champion, so
Yeah.
world champion. So
One way or the other, he's unlikely to be available. But so I was thinking Greco and Hampson would be a great choice.
you know what? I actually forgot about that pair as well. But honestly, there's no bad choice.
Right.
I'm
I mean, Hurd and Bathurst are really good, and Cran and Vince are really good.
well, Crane and Vince would be a pair I would think of as well, depending on who was available, because they play when they play and they get when they get moving, they're just really tough to deal with.
They're a higher variance pair.
Sure. Both
Right?
fantastic
Steve and
players.
Bobby are just gonna be kind of down the middle. They play a little poker, but mostly,
Oh, they're
just-
spectacular.
yeah.
would-
Steve told me their philosophy is basically hit the ball to the other guy's backhand as hard as you can, as deep in the court as you can, every shot.
Whoa, man.
True that.
All right.
All right, a very slow down one here, which should have been a fast down one, but wasn't.
Yeah.
They've got to be well behind on time here. They've got 49 minutes left to play.
A lot of
They've
boards.
played 7 boards. Yeah, they're not that far. Just feels like they're well behind.
Well, because they're 3 boards behind everybody but the one table in the nickel match, which is Fleischer Martel Katz nickel, which is quite slow.
Right.
They're actually starting to bid hand 39 though, so they're about to excite themselves a little bit. Fleischer's in the East chair, which is finally we're now going to see Rosenberg with this monster of a hand, and we see an interesting player across from him in Zach Grossack. So how does this auction go? Yeah, Kaplan and Shuri are ripping through the boards, 13 boards down. Kaplan continuing their streak of winning segments so far, up 5.
Do they play 14-16? Or is
They
he?
play 14 plus to 17.
How is this 14 plus? What about this hand is good?
14
10 of
plus
spades?
is Zach
10 of spades?
Grossack. I'm
Well,
Zach.
the ace queen jack of hearts together is sort of a nice value.
It's
I
an
mean,
arrogant
the
one, no
top
trump
or
is what
four
it
other than
is.
the
This
ten of
is a
spades.
very normal 14 count.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Adam. But if
Yeah.
you're put it this way, if you're opening this hand 14 count, you shouldn't be saying 14 plus. You should be saying almost any 14
Yeah,
or
especially
most.
Yeah.
if you're playing with a lesser player for sure. I don't know if it's even here though it is seems like a stretch one if that's the actual range, but it'll help Michael bid a grand slam if he needs to, which he does. The other room has already chipped in 7 clubs. It was so long ago. I think we did watch that auction, gentlemen.
Mhm.
That was Wooldridge Granger.
We did.
And thank you guys for watching out there. It's been a casual night at the USA 1 finals, and that's because the USA 1 finals are a runaway. A runaway. We're watching a little USA 2 right now, and this is the closest match, and it has been very
A
close
duplicated
throughout.
trans auction.
Nice. Michael Rosenberg.
The one thing about this auction is it's less likely to attract a heart lead.
Gotcha.
I think he's going to get a trump lead when he starts this way.
Right, just as
Right.
passive as can be on this auction, knowing you're not giving up anything.
Yeah.
And let's see the action now. Now we'll get to see some squeeze play or some incorrect guess for a massive swing.
Yeah. This is the sort of massive swing that makes the imp scale a little unfair, and that 20 imps are riding on this hand,
Yep.
which
And Rosenthal's up 23 at this point. They've pulled away. They are definitely having a good segment here. Up 20.
this would basically
in this
tie the
segment.
match if he goes down, though.
Right. They could give it all back here. They're up 20 in this segment, 28-8. Dog taking his time here.
Well, it is a grand slam, but I'd be leading a trump and looking at my hand later on this auction.
Yeah. Trying
Personally.
not to give away any idea that you have something to think about.
The only thing to think about for me is whether to lead the 10 or the deuce, and I would always lead the deuce just because a 10 might stop a late entry to the dummy if it has, say, 9 and 1 or something like that. An extra entry to rough something out, say rough out my king third of diamonds if
That's
dummy
great.
has something like that.
Nice.
We'll see if Simpson's thinking like I.
So
In the nickel Fleischer match, they played 7 clubs from the west side and got a heart lead. So
That also
speak-
charmed the
that
declarer.
is also quite good. Yeah. Because they opened a club with Martel's hand with the 2-card club holding here.
Yeah, they open all their balanced hands 1 club.
Exactly. Very nice. So lots and lots of pairs playing 7 clubs. This was the same auction we saw at the in the Shuri match with John Kranyak sitting in the East chair. Michael Rosenberg agrees. 7 clubs sounds pretty good to me. And Doug is taking his time on the lead here. The South player deciding what to do. And I agree with Danny. I think it's just going to be a club. And let's see how this plays out. Let's see how quickly I get squeezed out of my 2 red kings. He can't love his hand in general anyway. The no trump hitter on his left.
Sure.
Although the 7 club bidder's on his right. I don't know what you do. His partner doesn't have much.
We're frozen according to Ewan.
Let's get a little refresh.
No, he did lead the deuce.
There it was.
Okay. We got one correct prediction.
No, we're not frozen. We're just at this table, Ewan. That's club to the 9, ace of clubs. And as you can see, eventually he has to... He's going to have to make a decision to the left there. Understood, Ewan. Thanks, but I'm just messing around.
So it seems like he's going to try to test the hearts and like see if the king of hearts falls, one would think. But he only has 2 entries to the dummy.
Mm-hmm.
in spades. And if there's a squeeze, like he needs to end up in the West hand.
Yeah. What's his entry other than the spade? And that might
Right.
be the problem.
Like the squeeze card has to be a spade.
Which means he has to save a trump in his hand, or just no, sorry, he just has to save diamonds. Let's see how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
South's gonna.
I mean, certainly doesn't cost him anything to play a few trumps from his hand and see what he gets.
Exactly.
I'll probably unblock the queen of diamonds on the next one if I had to guess.
Yep, just in case he needs to take the winning finesse from that side and end in east. Here it is. Oh, he did not.
Surprising that he kept that queen of diamonds there. Has this put an end to his chances according to Mr. DDS?
Nope.
You can still make it.
How do you know it's not Miss DDS?
Good point.
Yeah. Deborah Dummy Solver. Mm-hmm. Every time I hear double dummy, I think about that one Star Trek movie where they forgot how to swear, basically. All right. There goes the Queen of Diamonds.
Oh, now he can just rough a diamond in the dummy.
That may not work.
See you later. Now the hand is over.
All right, so this match is essentially tied again.
That is a massive swing.
I think that's 20 or 21.
It's 2140 opposite 100, so 2240.
I want to say that's 20, but I could be wrong.
I've never lost this many imps, guys. I don't know. I'm kidding.
Greg would know. Greg has been on the wrong side of every swing.
I'm sure I've lost this many. I just can't remember what it was. We're going to find out, though, guys. Unless something tragic happens. For North
Yeah,
South,
Michael's basically playing for the roughing finesse and hearts, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Spades and the king, ace of hearts, queen of hearts,
Oof.
pitches diamond, and cry.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I guess that means he's down 2, right?
He's gonna shake the diamond.
Oh,
now.
one diamond goes away. Never
Yeah,
mind. Sorry.
yeah, and then the other goes away on the roughing finesse that loses. Wow, this is the excitement we were looking for. USA 1 is almost done. It's 134 with one comparison left, which will be a swing, and it will be a swing, it looks like, in favor of Shuri. It's going to be a mild swing for Shuri, but I would really be shocked if that didn't become a withdrawal from Shuri there, just considering that they have to dump into USA 2 tomorrow.
Hey, I'm going to give a spoiler. I'm going to give a spoiler alert. They have already withdrawn.
They have already withdrawn. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that match is officially over. The USBF site has a WD next to their name.
Congratulations to the Kaplan team. Wow. Amazing, amazing work by that team. Four-handed, crushing through the USA 1 field after a very tight first match. But that is really amazing. Well done by Kaplan. And now we wait and see who the Kaplan team ends up being. Who's the pair that gets courted? This could be a reality show, guys. Do any of you have connections at HBO or Max? No.
Nope.
There's just crickets. No one.
This
in the
feels
chat.
more like a Bravo kind of show.
Perfect. Bravo's for sure. courting.
All right, we'll see. So on this hand, starts a club of spade. A lot of pairs play a convention here where they can bid three spades, getting their partner to bid three no trump. So say partner has queen and one spade on this sort of hand, you can play the no trump from the winning side. He may not want to commit to. He may just bid two diamonds, not want to commit to three no trump with this hand as well. So we'll see. Two hearts. Well, that's something. It's not five hearts though.
I don't think that's natural. It's
So
going to
let's
get
go.
back excited though.
Let's see what that. Can we get a hover on the two hearts, please?
Sorry, guys. Just getting some news for us.
Oh, it's almost game forcing. Yeah.
So where do they want to be here? I guess four clubs with the diamond finesse not working.
Well, just look at your hands. You sort of want to just be in five clubs.
Five clubs seems pretty normal, yeah.
Yep. In
The
fact,
you need the overcaller to have a king.
from
Yeah.
Rosak's point of view, it could easily be your hand for a slam if partner had, say, three little spades, king and one heart, etc., etc. Ace, king of diamonds, queen, jack, fours of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I am just elated for the Kaplan team. What a massive victory, and what a young team to be just ripping through one of the best events in the world.
Yeah. It made it look easy.
Right? against the class of the field a lot of the time. I mean, they beat a Wolfson team that is just destroying a really good Bailey team right now. So, they
didn't have to play us. So I think there's like an asterisk next to their win.
yeah, they had a harder road to the. All right, there is a double of three spades. Looks like pending cards, not pen. What? Oh, sorry.
Just show some card.
I'm looking at the pen for a second going, wait, what are you talking about? A card. Not penalty, but just good cards. As you can see, five clubs down one in the other room.
Yeah, and whatever game they play will be down unless somehow there's a miracle layout for four hearts making, which they won't find anyway.
What a crazy match this has been too. They were kind of handily ahead by about 23, and they lose 19 on that one board. Back to 4 for Rosenthal. I got to tell you,
I think his winning action was passing three spades doubled out. They'll set that. Just barely.
Yeah, they went past 3 now. And they have found their way to 5 clubs. 3-0 would be pretty good. But they're not.
Suffers the same problem that five clubs does. Needs the diamond finesse to work, and it doesn't.
No, you have 9 rippers and 3-0. Guys.
You have 9 rippers and 3-0.
Oh, 9 rippers. Oh,
Yeah,
my bad.
You have 6 clubs and 3 aces.
Well, then you don't need the finesse.
What fish?
You need the
if
finesse
you take
for
the finesse,
flair.
it will go down.
That's exactly, yeah. You're definitely not making it on a finesse.
Maybe that's why we're not playing anymore, Adam, is because I can't count the 9.
It looks like, and in fact, I tell you what. Now that we can see this one's just going to pattern out the action here, let's jump into a tasty 2-0 trump by Eldad as a South player. 3 of diamonds is the opening lead. North hopped in with a spade as the opening bidder. South bidder no trump. North bid 2 hearts. South bid 2 no. Interesting with this kind of 10 count aggressive, but I guess that's the event they're playing in, and they're in 2 now.
Well, he's a passed hand. He's a maximum.
He's a maximum. He's got good spots, and
It's
not like
it's the spots,
choosing.
isn't it?
choosing two spades or two now or two hearts is necessarily going to be a better part score anyway.
Fair.
Right. And he's got useful stuff in partner suits.
Pushers, as we used to call them, although I'm not sure you can call them that anymore.
I mean, you can. Yeah, you can. This might be misconstrued once in a while, especially at a bridge tournament. What, you got something? I wouldn't know about any of that, obviously.
Looks like this is going to make, right? He's going to take two hearts, two spades, two diamonds, two clubs.
It looks pretty good.
Or if he doesn't take those, he might take some other combination of tricks, like three clubs.
Queen of clubs will make it a little bit easier to figure out for him. What's he going to do here?
Presumably, he's going to keep setting up the hearts. He's been working hard at that.
Is he going to play a heart, or is he going to just play a low spade now? There it is. He's going to save the traditional spade play. Joel going to take his time, figure it out.
You can catch Joel on the most recent episode of the Sorry Partner.
We were talking about that earlier, yes.
He will be on my podcast.
You have a podcast? You have a podcast, Adam?
You didn't know about the Leveling Up podcast?
I do not know about the Leveling Up podcast. I apologize.
You gotta follow and subscribe to my Substack. Where you been, dude?
See, that's where I'm going too. Substack. That's the new place for bridge, hey?
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, I encourage you to check it out.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah, we're up to 3 viable podcasts now in the bridge world. In addition to Adam's Leveling Up, Sorry Partner, and the Setting Trick with John McAllister, who played in this event as well.
Wow, yeah. I should get a podcast. My God.
Yeah,
nope, but market's saturated. Nope, no more.
Guess what we're waiting for? We're waiting for the teammates of this table to finish their hands because they're the slowest.
Right. Why don't we zip back to that other table then, since we're waiting?
Well, the other table is clicking on this one here. Interesting. A lot of people in this event and any system would open Michael's hand, just the traditional pass here. You guess Doug would open here though, right? In third chair, white red.
Mm-hmm, for sure. He might.
I think he's deciding between one and two.
Yeah.
Zach has kind of a marginal hand as well.
He's got a likely double of 1 and a likely non-double of 2 in my estimation. Yep. Non-double of 1 as well.
Doesn't like the red-white probably, or varying action maybe.
He's got a fairly conservative partner over there, and you do have a reasonable shape and good cards in your suits. I mean, sure, it could get ugly quickly.
You don't have a game, so
what's going to go?
You don't have a game, but you're very likely to have the boss suit there with, if they've got hearts, you're likely to have 8 spades against their 8 hearts.
If Michael doesn't bid, Zach definitely a bid now. So I would think.
Also with Rodwell being a passed hand and Simpson being limited with a strong club, the chances of them actually being able to get you, it's not like you're facing 18 opposite 11 in the opponent's hands. You're facing a maximum of 14 opposite a maximum of 9 or a bad 10.
Michael going to get in here with 3 clubs, and we will very likely end in 3 clubs, I would think, unless someone wants to get intriguing here, I think.
That was the result in the other room. I wonder if they doubled 1 heart or 2, as we see here.
I can tell you. Let me just go back so many boards at the other. No. It was a club. No. East opened the club. So it went pass a club, a heart, double, two hearts, pass, pass, double, pass three clubs.
Sure.
The redouble here,
Similar.
right? The redouble is just I'm a defensive maximum for what I've shown so far, right?
Good.
He just raised to 2, so he's limited his hand. And it's saying if they bid something you can double, you have my permission.
Mm.
All right.
But he wimped out.
And this is Rosenberg.
Well, he didn't want to double anything, that's for sure.
No, he would have doubled spades.
Oh yeah, well,
They have been allowed to start playing board 44 now at the other table. And
Well,
let's get to that.
they've started broadcasting it. They don't actually slow them down playing.
No, they've already finished, I would guess. Yeah. That we're on a 30-minute delay and there's 27 minutes left in the round. I think let's call the action at this table and call it an afternoon for this session, and I think that'll be it for the USA 1 final. I think we may come back for some USA 2 action. Especially, this match is super, super close. 4 imps here. And let's see, how's that Fleischer-Nickel match going?
Nickel's just piling it on.
Yeah, they have a few boards left, and Nickel is now up 62.
62.
Which is huge. Bailey
told you, they're mad.
They're mad. Well, who's in for Fleischer right now? Fleischer Martel are in at this point against Katz and Nickel. Got it.
Yeah.
And
Hurden
Bathurst, Greco Hampson. As we know already with the first team, we're going to be sending 2 good teams to Denmark. That's what we know for sure.
We usually do.
Yes.
It's
stating
very
the obvious.
cool for that team. 3 of those guys have never played in the Bermuda Bowl before.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Eddie has.
yeah, it was pointed out earlier, Eddie came in 4th in 1983, 42 years ago, long before any of his teammates were born.
Any of those teammates were born, exactly.
It might even be before his teammates' parents even knew each other.
For sure, right? That's
Let alone a gleam in their eyes.
Wow. Was he playing with Rosencrantz back then?
I don't know who the team was, but it feels like it might have been a Malcolm Brockman team. Is my guess. It could have been Rosencrantz though. I don't know that Rosencrantz ever made I'm looking it up on the WBF site if I can find it here.
Yeah, so it looks like we are delayed because of this table, I believe. Just checking our score page here.
So Eddie's team was Wald, Mexroth, Pacell, Rodwell, Jacoby.
Jacoby, wow.
Added
Oswald Jacoby or Jim Jacoby?
Jim,
right? It can't be Oswald. He's not that old.
No, Oswald was alive then, but he won the Reisinger a few years after that even.
Oswald did? Oh, so that wasn't beyond the realm of possibility. Excuse me. Eddie is that old, is what you're saying, Danny.
I think Oswald Jacoby won the Reisinger in 85-ish, something like that. No, he died in 84, so probably didn't win in 85.
Pam, this is actually the perfect time to discuss what you're asking here. Is yes, the Shuri team now will drop into the semifinals of the USA 2 field. And the good thing about going this deep in the USA 1 field is they will get to choose which of the 3 remaining teams that come out of this USA 2 bracket that they would like to play in their semifinals. So they get a little advantage of having done so well in the USA 1, but they drop right into the USA 2 bracket and they hit the semifinal round.
So we know one of those teams will be Wolfson, which is Mexroth and Berkowitz and Zia. And then Nickel or Fleischer. Nickel's up right now, but Fleischer's certainly capable of putting on some fireworks. And then this match, which is the closest.
Yep. And honestly, it just became much, much closer with the Grand Slam swing that we saw, a 19-imp swing in the Goodman favor. So we just became, a little bit distant to much closer. And Fleischer is, yes, anything can happen, but they're at 62 now, right? So 62 is a lot in 15 boards. And they still have, it looks like, 3 more comparisons. Oswald Jacoby died June 27th, 1984.
Yeah, he won the Riser in 1983. I just looked that up.
Nice. So yeah, I tell you what, let's share that scorecard with the audience here. Here is the USA 2 bracket right there. So we know Wolfson is just going to check off here. They're killing it here with 1 segment left, 140. Nickel, big lead on Fleischer. Again, still 3 comparisons left in this segment, and then 15 more boards in segment 8. So definitely, if the cards are right, you could have a huge set here, and things could change quickly. This is the one that they're going to play down to the wire, it looks like. Right here. In fact, I think we need to refresh this because these are old scores. There you go. 226 to 222. There we go, boys. All right, let's get back to some of the action here.
I have another spoiler alert. Bailey has officially withdrawn from their match as well. So Wolfson is through to the semifinals of USA 2.
Good gentlemanly withdrawal. They don't have to withdraw. They have nothing to play next, but giving the team a chance to rest, knowing they're way out of it. So Wolfson, one of the options for Shuri to pick. And I would guess that's what Shuri's doing now, licking their wounds just a little bit, having a little chat, and now getting back to business, saying, okay, which of these teams do we want to be looking at? There aren't too many good rosters to say, oh, yeah, that's obvious, right? The Barrington team's still in. Let's take them.
This looks like a routine-ish 4 hearts.
That's the result from the other table, 620 on their spot.
Yeah, Spade King is on. The hearts are favorable.
Let's see the last board of the set, guys. Here it is. And it looks like they've sped up at every table. So South started with a club. North bid a spade. South reversed with 2 diamonds. North bid 2 spades. And this looks like natural stuff all the way to 4 spades.
So the defense has 3 fast winners. If they can get a heart rough, they can get a 4th trick for sure. Spades, I guess the 9 of spades is going to be a trick anyway.
Yeah, it looks like that's just always 3 spades no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunate lie of the spade suit, but...
From Woolridge's point of view, guessing whether a partner has a singleton or doubleton heart can be very important here because he knows his partner needs an entry to beat 4 spades. So,
could North really have a 5th heart?
I didn't see the auction.
Yeah. No, they just bid spades and spades and spades.
Oh, yeah. So then he's pretty comfortable with ducking the first heart.
Yeah. That's a really important thing when you're thinking, ooh, my partner might have a singleton. The next thing is always, what would that give the 4th hand? And is that plausible?
Again, 4 imps is all that separates these two teams. 4 imps and 3.5 boards. It's hard to believe that the table that has Joel at it is 3 boards ahead of the other table, but that is what's happening here, gentlemen.
Yeah, but then you learn that it's Rodwell and Simpson, and you're like, okay, I believe it.
Exactly. Well, I think that's a good time to stop this segment, gents. Let me get back to that scorecard and show everybody. Here's how it stands. So 2 matches that are left in it. We know that Wolfson has moved on. Bailey has WD'd up here. We have Nickel and Fleischer. Nickel pouring it on as as Adam said, playing angry, right? So they're up 62, but we've seen big sets. In fact, we saw 86, bunch of 80s, a couple 70s in this event. So anything could happen there. And certainly anything can happen in Rosenthal Goodman here. So there it is for USA 2. We will be back with you for the last segment, folks. Take care. Thank you so much.